What's up, everybody? Admin Chris here, coming back at you with another review of this week's episode of Flash. Looking good, looking good. As of the moment, Flash is doing really good. I'm very happy with the episode. One of the things I want to talk about from tonight is telling Joe. They finally told Joe that Iris is gonna die. As you could imagine, Joe didn't take that very well. So Joe kind of took that out on the rest of the team. You know, he finally found out that they have all been keeping it from him. It's not just Iris, it's not just Barry and Wally, it's the whole team. So he probably feels a little bit singled out. I understand why he was mad. I'm with my guy on that one. Next thing I want to talk about is Flash versus Kid Flash. We finally saw the race, everybody. We finally saw the race. It was beautiful. And Kid Flash almost had him. Barry only won because he was able to phase through the building. And, Wally couldn't do that. So, Barry won. And I'm good with that. I like that. That's the way that it should be, in my opinion. Next up is Kid Flash the hero. Now, they got a call that Iris was in danger and Wally was the only one around. He made no attempt to call Barry whatsoever, just said that he could handle it himself, more or less. So that in turn put Iris's life in danger, and she was able to come under attack from the main villain. I can't remember his name, Clive something. Anything he touched, died on the spot. He got her arm. Wally wasn't fast enough. Probably wouldn't happen like that if Barry was around. Now, like I just said, Wally is keeping up with Barry, so it's not the fact that Barry is faster than Wally. It's that Barry is more experienced. If Barry was there, he would have been able to probably come up with something a little bit different. Come at the angle different. He's got more experience underneath his belt. Next thing I'd like to talk about is my man Barry. My man Barry phased a whole train, and it was like it was straight out of the comic books. Barry has never achieved a feat like that so far, in his whole season run. That was huge. I really enjoyed seeing that. I kind of geeked out for a second. Next thing, Wally learned how to phase. So that little race that everybody... that little race that he had with Flash at the beginning of the episode, it's really, crossed itself out at the moment, because Wally knows how to phase now, and he was neck and neck with Barry the whole way. So now that he knows how to phase, all we have to do is have the race, and we can see who's really faster between the two. Next thing, this week we finally saw the return of Killer Frost. Killer Frost hasn't been seen, in a couple episodes. I know that she's been making more and more of an appearance here this season, which is cool, because I've been feeling like she's an aspect of the show that they've just been hiding and waiting to use at the right time, and this is it. She stepped in to save Iris, and she wanted to take over, but Caitlin was able to calm her mind down and regain control over Killer Frost, and just help save the day and keep Iris alive. That's all everybody wanted, and she did it. It was good to see her again on this week's episode. Next thing I want to talk about is Julian. Julian is becoming more of a member to the team, and I don't know how I feel about that, because I kind of feel like Julian is still an iffy character. We don't know if Savitar returning has any connection to the fact that Julian is on the team, and it hasn't been denied thus far. So I don't really want to assume that he has anything to do with it, but I'm not going to keep it out either. I'm not going to act like it's not possible. So until we find out what his true intentions are, he's going to have to remain on the suspect list. If it comes out that he has no connection to Savitar returning, then hey, he'll make a great addition to the team. But otherwise, we've got to watch out for Julian. Next week, I just wanted to let everybody know that we're looking at the return of Jessie Quick. She's going to come back. She did at the end of this week's episode. It's going to be the beginning of next week's episode. She came back and she ran right into Wally. So now they both know that they are both speedsters, and it's all great. It's kind of like this little superhero connection thing. But she's not coming with good news. Gorilla Grodd is coming back next week. Now, as we all know, Gorilla Grodd is nothing to joke around with. So hopefully, we'll be able to see how much further in his character growth that he has become. He's always been a powerful character, but last time that we saw him, he got thrown into a different dimension. Assumed Gorilla City, which was kind of confirmed this week with next week's episode title. We're really looking forward to it. So I'm really glad and really excited for next week's episode. It's not even next week. If I remember correctly, they said it was going to be February 21st. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll be missing you guys. With any luck, they won't let us down. So they hardly ever do. Thank you, everybody. I'm very happy and grateful that you stuck around and listened to my review. I will be posting this on the website first. That's www.superheromovies.biz. We do have our own superhero movies website. It's official. It's ours. You can go to it. It's got our news updates and everything that's on the site is stuff that we have done. It's non-profit thus far until we decide to put more money into it to where we can get money back. That's not something we need to worry about right now, but just know stuff is coming and we're planning to do huge things. So I thank everybody for joining me on tonight's review. I'll be talking to you later. Have a good night, everybody.